Hi, this is Russ Andersson with another tutorial on the camera locking system in SynthEyes 2008. So here's my shot again, and there's a corresponding other use of this shot also. But what we're going to do in this particular setup is take advantage of knowing how far the camera and dolly traveled along the track and use that to set the scaling of the coordinate system. So the other version of this tutorial with this shot used the camera height. Here we're going to use the distance traveled along the track. So a couple of different ways to take advantage of the camera locking system. So here we've got our solve, and for this particular setup we're going to choose the axis of travel of the camera to be the primary y-axis of the shot. So to do that, let's bring up the panel, and at time 0 we're going to make that be basically the origin, except that we're not going to set any height at all. So you need to reset the seed value here to be 0. The reason that we're not setting the z height value at all, this is in z up coordinate system mode, is that this is assuming we don't know what the height of the dolly is and how high the camera is above the ground plane. So we want to let that be determined some other way. So we're just going to be setting this kind of axis information up. So at frame 1, we'll turn this information back off, these constraints back off, and now we'll go to the end of the shot, and we're going to turn them back on. But here, since the camera's moved basically forward, we're going to keep the left-right value at 0, then the front-back value, though, is going to be 48, because that's how far the camera traveled along the track in inches. And you notice that I've kept the locks off in the intervening time during the middle of the shot, because we really don't know how the camera traveled down the track. We don't even really know if the track was exactly straight or not. So we'll let the solve figure that out. We're just saying, you know, the beginning of the shot should be here, the end of the shot should be there. Give us exactly what the details are in the middle. Now when we've done that, we haven't really solved anything yet. We still have to worry about how the ground plane happens as well. It's still a pretty undefined coordinate system at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just grab a bunch of these trackers and let's see what we want to get. So we'll get these guys down here, and we'll say that we want all of those to be on the ground plane. And I'm setting this up carefully so that we're not really conflicting with the camera locking. And the camera locking basically is handling sort of what direction things are, and the ground plane information is handling kind of the leveling of the whole thing without saying what the direction is. So now I can go and do my solve again. And here I have the camera traveling along that axis. And let's go look. And it's winding up about 48 inches down the track. And if you've watched the other one, you get a somewhat different height value. All these values are somewhat approximate. So that's the general idea of this. So you see that the camera locking system can be used not only to refine paths for sort of nitty-gritty glitch fixing sort of things, but it can be used to set up your basic coordinate system in some interesting ways as well, based on what you know about how the camera was really moved during the shot.